There are moments in life when everything seems to fall apart. Moments when the people we trusted the most become the ones who hurt us the deepest. Moments when the future we imagined suddenly disappears. The story of Joseph begins with innocence. A young man, loved deeply by his father, full of dreams about the future, dreams that felt bigger than himself. But sometimes, the dreams placed inside us are misunderstood by those around us. And what should have been a blessing slowly became the reason Joseph's brothers began to resent him. Jealousy has a quiet way of growing in the human heart. At first it whispers, then it hardens, until one day it acts. Joseph walks toward his brothers, unaware that the people he trusts are about to change his life forever. They surround him. The robe that once symbolized love is torn away, and suddenly Joseph finds himself falling into a dark pit. Imagine the emotions in that moment. Confusion, shock, betrayal. Looking up from the darkness and realizing that the voices above him belong to his own brothers, the people who were supposed to protect him. This is the first painful lesson many of us experience in life. Sometimes the deepest wounds come from the closest relationships, but Joseph's journey was only beginning. Instead of helping him out of the pit, they sell him. Sold like property, taken far from home, far from his father, far from everything familiar, and just like that, Joseph enters a season of life that many of us know all too well, a season where life feels unfair. Yet something remarkable about Joseph appears in the middle of his suffering. He does not let betrayal define him. In Egypt, Joseph works faithfully, even as a slave. When life strips away our control, we are left with one powerful choice: who we choose to become. Joseph chooses integrity. He chooses faithfulness. He chooses character. And for a moment, it seems as though life is finally turning around. Until another injustice arrives. Falsely accused, misunderstood, thrown into prison for doing the right thing. And this is where many people break. Because one of the hardest experiences in life is suffering for something you didn't do. Joseph sits in a prison cell. Stone walls, iron bars, silence, and time begins to pass. But prison was not just a physical place, it was an emotional place. A place of waiting, a place of wondering, a place where many people start asking the quiet questions of the heart. Did my life lose its purpose? Did God forget me? Am I still meant for something greater? Joseph helps others even while suffering himself. He interprets dreams. He gives hope. And for a brief moment, it seems like someone might finally remember him, but they forget, and Joseph remains in prison. This moment may be the deepest emotional valley in the story, because being forgotten hurts more than being opposed. Opposition means someone sees you, but being forgotten makes you feel invisible. Yet sometimes, the quietest seasons of life are where the deepest transformation happens. Joseph's character is being shaped. His patience is being strengthened. His faith is being tested. And then, everything changes. Pharaoh has a troubling dream. No one can explain it. And suddenly, the man who was forgotten becomes remembered. Joseph is called out of prison, standing now before the most powerful man in Egypt. In one moment, Joseph's story shifts. The prisoner becomes the interpreter. The forgotten man becomes the trusted advisor, and the dreamer becomes the leader. Years later, during a devastating famine, Joseph stands as governor over Egypt. And then something unexpected happens. The same brothers who once betrayed him now stand before him, asking for food. They bow down, just as Joseph once dreamed. Joseph now holds power. Power to punish, power to repay the pain, power to settle the score. But Joseph chooses something far more powerful. He chooses forgiveness, because somewhere along his painful journey, Joseph learned a truth that transforms the human heart. That pain can either make us bitter, or it can make us wiser. Joseph looks at his brothers, the same men who once threw him into a pit, and speaks words that still echo through history. What you meant for evil, God meant for good. Joseph understood something that many people spend their entire lives trying to discover, that even our deepest suffering can become part of a greater purpose. That betrayal does not have to be the end of the story. That hardship can shape resilience, and that sometimes The pit is not where our story ends. Sometimes, the pit is the path to purpose.